Right, what I would like to talk about today is issues with the iPhone. I've got an iPhone 6 Plus here and a Samsung 7 Edge. Um, Absolutely cracking phone. I really love the design of the phone versus the iPhone itself. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was nice when it first came out, but Apple needs to do a little bit more in terms of sort of improvements on the design itself to sort of compete with these guys. These guys' handsets are absolutely cracking to an extent where the design's just fantastic. I've really loved the design, and in terms of compatibility wise, I've added a 64 gig of micro SD card, which enables me to do 4K recording. And the other thing is that you can drop and drag, you can create folders onto the SD card and then drop and drag and transfer almost virtually anything which is readable by the Android software. Even to an extent where I've got some circuit diagrams here. So for example, let me find the PDF reader. Okay, and then I was messing about the other day, iPad's schematic 2. Right, okay, just for you, let's click onto that, and there you go. I mean, you can just sort of, and that was dropped. Let me see if you can see it here. There you go. Let me turn it into, let's go. There you go. Okay. Now, why would you carry a circuit diagram on your phone? I'm just demonstrating the fact that these devices are such a cracking device that is the compatibility that it could do virtually anything with the Android-based phone, like the Samsung Edge 7. Whereas with the iPhone, unfortunately, the trouble we have is crap on Bluetooth compatibility. I do not like it. You can only pair up iPhone to iPhone, but you cannot pair up with iPhone to a Samsung or any other phone. So it's highly restricted in terms of what you can do with this iPhone. No, you can drop and drag files onto the system, onto the iPhone memory itself. You can certainly copy and paste from the device onto a mobile device, but you cannot do it the opposite way. Whereas with the Samsung, of course, you can do it both ways, and it's not an issue that. The other problem I've encountered with the iPhone is that I bought an Aglient U1273A Multimeter, and that came with a I bought an additional Bluetooth device so I can sort of run an app which is available on the Android and on the iPhone. So I was dead chuffed that, thinking that this Bluetooth device will be compatible with and I can successfully pair it up with the iPhone 6 Plus. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The pairing sort of thing just goes round and round, and it does not detect the Aglient multimeter. Whereas with the Samsung S7, it just did it within a matter of seconds. It just recognized the device, and then I paired it up, and then I could utilize the application. So for example, I'll get this turned on. Okay, and then I will sort of turn on the Bluetooth function. Okay, so the Bluetooth function is turned on. As it is flashing its link, I've got to pair it up, and it's on the on position here. Right, first I'm going to go with the iPhone. Bluetooth is on, and as you can see here, it's sort of scanning, but I can assure you that it will not find anything. And I'm going to sort of leave that there like that. Whereas with the Samsung, okay, let's go on to Bluetooth, turn on Bluetooth, and then it's found the device. There we go. And it's found the iPhone, but it's a complete utter waste of time. Even if I try to connect to the iPhone, I don't think it'll do. Right, okay, so let's see what it does. Come on. See, it comes up with unable to pair. It just disappeared. Right, okay. Now I'm going to go back into doing what I was doing. And it still hasn't found anything. You go, nothing at all. So we're bloody wasting our time basically. So I'm going to select. I think it's already paired, to be quite honest with you, because I've done that previously. Let me just see on the settings and on pair. Right, yeah, I've done that and it's paired previously, so you know I don't need to repair it. That's not a problem. But what I'm going to do is try and find the application for the Aglient and try and sort of, which is called Meter Logger. Okay. Okay, I'm going to connect. And okay. I'm going to turn the speaker on and I'm going to turn the graph on. It's absolutely cracking piece of software.
0.0003 volt.
If you can hear this,
0.0003 volt.
and it gives you this reading, and you know you don't have to sort of, let me just see if you can, you get a bar graph there. Okay, let's see if I can sort of find something I can.
0.0003 volt.
There you go.
0.0002 volt.
And it talks to you, sort of a thing. So
0.0002 volt.
let me find something that I can sort of test it.
0.0183 volt. 0.0039 volt. 0.0168 volt. 0.025 volt. 0.0143 volt.
Let me get something else.
Minus 0.0014 volt.
Charger.
Minus 0.0007 volt. Minus 0.004 volt. Minus 0.019 volt. Minus 0.0004 volt. 12.301 volt. 12.301 volt.
So effectively, sometimes when you troubleshooting something that you don't necessarily need to look at the multimeter, but if you're running the application, and that's the whole sole purpose of having this this sort of combination sort of a thing. Now, unfortunately, Apple just fails dramatically when it comes to Bluetooth, you know, and so I'm debating whether to get rid of this phone forever now and I just stick to the Samsung. The only downside with the Samsung, unfortunately, and I hope the Samsung lovers don't hate me for saying this to you guys, is the fact that when you sort of look at the price depreciation between the two devices, Samsung will sort of lose its value almost half within the first year. If you're lucky, you'll probably get half of the money back on it. This cost me just under £700, about 640 quid in UK pound. That cost me for this device, which is on SIM free, unlocked to any network. Whereas this was £700, and I bought it directly from the Apple Store. So basically, after using it for 1 year, I think I'd probably get more money, more return on this. So the price depreciation is slower on the iPhone, and it is quicker on the Samsung, say for instance. So I'd be lucky to get about £300 for this once I've had it for a year. Whereas this, I'd get quite a bit of money, you know, return on it. For example, I had a iPhone 5S, 32 gig. I had that for about, no, I do apologise, it was 64 gig if I'm not mistaken. And I had that for about 1 year. And basically, I bought it for, I think it was 599 if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just going to stop this app actually. Right, okay. And basically, I had a pretty good return on it. I got, I think it was £430 return after using it for 1 year. So in that sense, I think it was good value for money, and that's one of the particular reasons why I would like to keep hold on to the iPhone, is that the value depreciation is you know, it's slow, and you do get a good return on it when you decide to sell it, providing that it's in a mint condition. Whereas with the Samsung, unfortunately, it's completely the opposite. But when you, in 2016, you compare the two devices together, I think this is a much cracking, very elegant, very nice finish to it, and versus the iPhone. So I think overall, Apple needs to sort of seriously consider sorting their issues with the Bluetooth compatibility, whether it's to do with licensing or whatever it is. I believe somebody told me that it's to do with something to do with the Bluetooth licensing. They need to sort of sort all that out, and to sort of change all the designs, and make it much more sleek and nicer phones. And the other thing they need to sort of crack on with, Samsung, technically speaking, is probably 10 years ahead of them in terms of the functions and the features, what they've sort of embedded in this device. Absolutely cracking. I'm not going to do a review on the phone, but versus what iPhone, with this and with that, it's day and night difference in terms of the functions. There's a lot of advanced things that have been implemented on this, phone, whereas with this, every time they've got an upgrade or an iPhone 7 comes out, there's only slight improvement on them. The first thing they might do is just change the camera, which is a common thing that they do, is just upgrade the camera, and change the processor. And if you're lucky, that they'll probably make a new design. One of the fundamental failure of this was the fact that bend. There was a lot of issues when it first came out with bending issue. I believe that Apple have sort of resolved this issue, by sort of strengthening the area, the side where it was more prone, by sort of reinforcing on design reinforcement, on the iPhone 6s and the 6s Plus. But what I would like to see is iPhone sort of, moving on and sort of running head on head with the Samsung. As I said, this device is a cracking device. Don't get me wrong, I do like my iPhone, but unfortunately it's coming to a stage where I'm going to disregard and move on to Android, particularly the Samsung phones, because of all the functionalities and all the features that I thoroughly sort of enjoy using it for. So the phone. I know the phone. You're paying a lot of money. It's not a cheap device. It's not a £100, £150 device. You're paying a lot of money for these devices. So you want to sort of have the best experience where possible with them. And I think on this time around, Samsung's done it. And I'm going to thoroughly enjoy using this device actually. This is an original case which I got from Amazon for just under £30. Gold, again, it's a gold colour. I quite like. I've not still taken the protective layer off. I will do that soon. But unfortunately, Apple's got to go.